And hello, everybody. Welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is a show where we talk about the latest in movie news and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And on today's show, we are talking about Deadpool 3 have landed a director.
And we're also talking about how Super Nintendoland is coming to Universal Studios Hollywood next year.
And all you gamers out there who love God of War, a series could be happening. All this and more coming up on today's show. We are so excited to be sitting back here talking with you. We had some minor construction happening at our apartment area, so we kind of had to wait until that was finished with, everything was wrapped up, so we wouldn't get too much noise interference, although the majority of the noises was happening earlier this morning as opposed to now. But nonetheless, we are happy you guys are here. Happy Saturday, and hope you guys are having a good weekend.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on, so I'm excited to dive into a lot of this news that we have today, especially some news about Nintendoland.
Yeah, super excited about that. But before anything else, we want you guys to know what is going up on the channel. So I am currently in the middle of editing, and probably will be for the next couple of days, honestly, because the way I like to edit vlogs and like movie couple eat stuff is I put more work on it than I feel like need to, but I have tried to have fun with it. So editing the Food and Wine Festival vlog from Disneyland. So hopefully that'll be going up sometime. I would love for it to go up on Monday, maybe even tomorrow. So probably not tomorrow. Who am I kidding? Because I don't have hours tonight.
And last night, we actually got to see the Adam Project.
The Adam Project.
And so we should be filming our review for that and be putting it up on the channel very soon. Depends on when I can get Wendy away from the computer to actually film that.
I have to edit. I have to edit.
But
yeah.
If you guys have not gotten a chance to see it, highly recommend it.
Highly recommend. And with that, Stardew says, Wendy, don't work so hard.
I try to tell her that all the time.
How else are we gonna make the money?
Make the money.
How are we gonna make the money? So Black Loki asks, have the two of you played God of War before?
I played
a long time ago.
I played the first God of War.
I think I did too.
I'm actually,
or should I say as well?
As well. I haven't gotten into the newest one, which is one that I really, really want to get into because I've been watching some streamers play it.
I've been watching Trisha Hirschberger play.
Yeah, I've been watching Trisha play it a little bit, and it looks awesome. I mean, what is it? It won Game of the Year.
Something like
that. It's won a lot of major awards.
Is it on the PS5 though? And that's probably why we can't play. Cool.
We haven't gotten to be able to play it yet because
so like 10% of the population have been able to play that game because no one else. I want to see where we can just walk into a GameStop, a Target, a Best Buy, a whatever, and just be like, oh, I like to take the PS5 because they actually had bundles the other day and I could have ordered it, but they were all digital.
Aww.
And you guys know, you've been a movie bunch for a while within our community. You guys know that we are kind of think old in that way where we like to have physical copy of things. That's not to say that we don't have storage on like for the Switch. Like we definitely have, you know, the little micro SD card. But at the same time, I still like to have something that's tangible. So
I feel it just feels weird to spend a lot of money, like $60, $70 on something that you really don't have a physical copy of.
Right.
And because also, if worse came to worse, we could turn around and resell that property. Whereas if it's a download, you don't got that. Or if your hard drive gets wiped, you're kind of in trouble.
Yeah, then you have to because you pay for them, so they'll live on your account. But then you have to re-download them, and what happens to your game process
all of your
then?
Progress. But of course, that happens too, even if you had the hard copy.
Yeah.
But
nothing makes me rage quit just gaming in general.
Having to start
just
over.
Be like, you know what? Forget it.
But honestly, I am just dying to be able to walk into a store, like you said, and be like, oh, you have a selection of PS5s. I will take that one, and have it not be like Avengers
like Black
Endgame.
Friday, just back.
Having to fight over one, fight to the death. But no, like have it to
the
be
screen
like
is blurry on your stream.
It is.
You guys let us know if that's the case. I'm seeing Ed is saying that, so let me know.
Oh, it is.
Uh-oh.
Because on my I guess on my phone it is a little blurry as well.
All right, hang on.
That is so weird because we've got a nice, crisp, clear picture on our end. But
is it the Wi-Fi or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, Starjuice says it's nope, is fine.
Huh. Okay.
Hard copy still make you. Oh, it's an Ruru 2.
That's a separate comment.
Separate comment.
Hard copy still make you download 20 gigs day one patch. This is true.
Yeah, and all the not upgrades. Yeah, but updates that you have to get.
Yes.
But one of the games that we are definitely getting as soon as it comes out is Tiny Tina's. What's that game. Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Tiny Tina.
I cannot wait for that game to come out March 25th. That is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
So, but I think for right now, I think there's really nothing that we can do on our end for what the
I'm so curious. I'm gonna check
why it's blurry.
Channel.
But the show must go on.
The show must go on. So as long as you guys can hear us, okay. We look okay on my end for YouTube.
Okay.
It looks
maybe it's just on like some digital. I mean, on like cell phones
on
and
the
stuff.
Phones. Yeah,
on the phones and stuff. It's just not quite as.
And we don't stream at 1080. We do still stream at 720 because StreamYard, if you want that, you have to pay like I don't know how much a year, and it's really expensive. So I've actually been thinking about taking this show instead of going through StreamYard, which is what we've been doing because it's easy setup, to do it through OBS. Just that the last time I did it, I messed with the settings a little bit and it wasn't the best. So I'll take some time this month amongst other things that I have to do to figure it out.
Wendy works so hard.
I try. All right, so let's go ahead and it's only blurry when you pull up comments, but I can see you guys okay. Okay.
Cool. Then let's dive in to our first topic of the day.
Yes, and oh boy.
And this one is kind of near and dear to Wendy's heart and a little sad.
I am a little sad. I think Dustin feels a little bit indifferent, but I think he sympathizes with me.
I can sympathize with Wendy.
Yes, so there is this show based on a popular, I don't want to call it young adult. Is it young adult?
It's definitely young adult.
YA book series. It's been out forever by A.M. Martin, I believe is the author's name. The Babysitter's Club, which recently got turned into a Netflix series. They had season 1, blew everybody out of the water who watched it. Really, really, really enjoyed it. And it felt like a really good adaptation from the book series. So much so it was popular, so they made a season 2. Unfortunately, Netflix has announced that the Babysitter's Club is going to be canceled after just 2 seasons, which is it was such a bummer. It really is such a bummer for me. Can you turn that down just a little bit? I can hear myself and it is so distracting.
I am so sorry.
Thank you.
There we go.
Better?
I hope so, because it is now definitely low.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Blade says, deep breaths, Wendy.
Breathe, Wendy.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how
Wendy
to
doesn't do the
relax.
R word very
I
well.
don't know how to relax. Even on vacation, I'm like, oh, terrible. So yeah, Netflix is not going to be ordering a third season of this comedy/drama series based on the best-selling series, which is really unfortunate because I thought it was like for those of us who grew up reading the books to finally get like a tangible series that follows kind of the plot of the book, but they made it more modern because the books when I read them, it was like
It was like it was in the
late 90s,
right?
or something like that.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, from the little bit that I saw about this show, I really did think that they adapted a 90s based book for kids into a good modern day retelling of the story, talking about modern
Yes.
day problems, talking about modern day concerns, but still keeping the essence and the heart of what the original book series was. And I was like, oh, this is, I mean, I wasn't watching it. It wasn't my demographic,
Right.
but I
It
saw
is
how
definitely
much
targeted toward
joy.
younger kids, but I still,
Yeah, it brought, I mean, I saw how much Wendy really
I mean,
liked
I'd
it.
cry watching the show because it, one, to bring back memory, and two, there's some stuff they're just, sometimes there's certain ways you deal with childhood trauma. Sometimes it's via burying yourself in, a book series and these characters and their friends and their problems. And then when you see that kind of come back into a really well directed, really well produced show, kind of brings a lot of, just made my heart and soul feel very full. And I also got to see Claudia Kishi in live action. She's the best thing ever. I need more. Like, how am I going to get my Claudia Kishi fix now? But anyways, this also reminds me of how Netflix likes to take successful series that they have on their network, and they're like, no, we're not going to order another season. Like, why? Bring back Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
Bring back Babysitter's Club.
There's a lot of series on Netflix that I really
Netflix-
wish that they would be able to keep.
I mean, literally, Dark Crystal won an award.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, great for you. Canceled.
And I'm really curious on what goes into the matrix of the metrics of whether it gets a season, another season, whether it's numbers, whether it's numbers versus cost, and I mean, or if they're like, you know what, we're just not interested in doing this anymore. Yeah. So I'm really curious to hear like some of the exact reasons. But of course, we rarely get that from any network, even back in the day of cable, before Netflix took over the world.
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys are chiming in here. Rob says Netflix 2-season curse. Two Fans says, Aloha Mike says, Netflix is famous for that. And Blade says, I am still sad about the cancellation of Dark Crystal.
Yeah, we didn't even get a second season for Dark Crystal.
I know. I wanted to know why I was so invested in Deet's story, and now we're never going to see that. Like, it totally pisses me off. MK says, it still irks me that Netflix canceled Teenage Bounty Hunter after one season. That show was fantastic.
And you know what? I mean, even if they took Dark Crystal and changed it into a animated series, I think I would still love to see that. If they're kind of like, I can kind of understand that the whole puppet aspect of it is very expensive, very time consuming. So going, hey, you know what? We need to cut costs. Let's just make this a good animated series. I would still be like, okay, I prefer the puppets, but I'm happy that I'm getting the story continued.
Sure. Yeah. So with that said, hopefully maybe another network can swoop in and say, hey, we'll pick you guys up. We saw what you guys were trying to do and it looked great. And maybe it'll move. We've seen it before. We've seen it happen before. Come on, Apple TV Plus. It's on you. All right. So let's go ahead with that and move on to our next topic here, which I think it's this one. This one. Okay. Let's talk about this one first.
Okay.
Because we were talking about the Adam Project we saw last night. We were just talking about it at the top of the show. So we figured we might as well jump into this. So we're so excited to hear there's just some sort of development and news for Deadpool 3 because we knew it was coming. I think Kevin Feige himself said at one point that he to tell people not to worry, that it's still going to be R. And now we have a director that has been attached who is Shawn Levy, who has worked with Ryan Reynolds on not one but two movies.
Mhm.
Free Guy, which is available on Disney Plus if you missed it in theaters, or if you didn't want to go to the theaters, you can now watch from the comfort of your home. And The Adam Project is now on Netflix, which you can also watch from the comfort of your home. So you can have a Ryan Reynolds filled weekend if you like.
And I have to admit, so far the movies that I've seen these Ryan Reynolds and Shawn Levy work together on have both been amazing films. I love the way that Shawn Levy seems to be able to wield Ryan Reynolds' comedy and seriousness and acting chops and be able to put them into the best story possible, to where it all seems to fit together and it goes very well together with Ryan Reynolds' character choices.
Yeah, his character choices, his style of humor, and I felt that with the Adam Project, it really, I think Ryan Reynolds not only got to do the action that he loves and the type of comedy and the type of character he is, seems to enjoy doing, and two, really good at doing. It kind of let him flex that acting muscle a little bit.
Yeah.
There's parts of that film that got quite emotional. We won't spoil it for you here on today's stream because it just came out, but highly recommend that you give it a watch. Is it something brand new? No, but is it still lots of fun and super entertaining? Absolutely.
I actually kind of liked the twist that they had on time travel. I think if you, I think the way they handled that, because time travel in any story, movie, anything is a very slippery slope. It is very difficult to kind of Bucky's given to us by the amazing Blade GTR. Thank you so much. Brain fart. Sorry. But yeah, doing time travel can be very difficult. And the way they handled it was very not, I think it was correct. And they had a lot of things that they're just like, we don't know what the answer is to. We don't know how this works. This is the first time we've actually done time travel. So we're thinking that this is the way it kind of goes. So they didn't really give us any solid answers, which makes it good because it makes it flow a lot better. I think it does, because it doesn't give any hiccups to the storyline. It still runs smoothly. It's still very believable. And I just thought it was done very well. But I'm excited to see Shawn Levy and Ryan Reynolds work together on Deadpool 3. I think that so far the two projects that we've seen them on have been amazing. I think the way that they are able to it seems like they have a very good working relationship.
Yeah, it seems like these two have found their stride and working together, and so I think that says a lot about a director and an actor. That's like, yeah, let's do this one movie together. I had so much fun. We really get each other. We're speaking each other's language, so let's do another movie together. And hey, man, you want to I don't know, work on Deadpool 3 with me? Okay, because this is like Ryan's baby.
Oh yeah.
Aside from his actual babies,
even though he does talk about how his baby, his real baby, is the reason why he created Aviator Jin.
What?
He was on an interview. I can't remember with what talk show host, and it was when they were in lockdown. And he's talking about, or maybe right before lockdown, and he's talking about how, spending a lot of time with his child, he's figured out that he really likes Jin.
Okay.
In that Ryan Reynolds sense of humor.
And then he's like, I'm going to monetize it. Businessman.
I completely lost my train of thought. So I was working with that. So, but Deadpool 3 very much being near and dear to Ryan Reynolds' heart. The fact that he's kind of become Deadpool the way that Hugh Jackman became Wolverine. And I love the fact that both of them are friends.
Yeah, this is true. And Ryan Gosling, right? It's all three of them? Or is it Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling, I think.
That's the three that kind of they go back and forth. Blade also says Ryan's other baby, Ryan's baby, Mint Mobile. Yeah, he's an entrepreneur. He is an entrepreneur
now. He's branching out. So if he ever goes, you know what? I'm done playing characters. I've got all of these other businesses. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, some of the concerns that I've been reading in various comments on the social media after this news broke was that people were worried that because it's Shawn Levy that they wouldn't be able to pull off the hard R that we've seen in the past 2 films. Shawn Levy isn't exactly known for a hard R movie, but maybe that's because in the past, in my opinion, the way I feel about it is that maybe he didn't have a reason to make his movies hard R.
Yeah.
But he is coming into an already established character and franchise. And I don't think that, especially watching Free Guy for what it was, like, you could have easily turned that into a hard R. Like, you could really have gone there. They didn't, obviously.
I guess, yeah, you could have
but
gone.
you could have. And what I'm saying is, what's stopping him from pushing that envelope that he's never pushed before? Directors are always evolving and continues to be creative. And again, he's working with Ryan on this. And I just don't feel that they need to go, like, that they need to pull back because he's never done a hard R film.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, and directors need to be able to be flexible and things like that.
Yeah.
To where, yes, you have your vision and passion, but you also want to be able to give the product that the studios are asking for.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time, got to make both people happy here.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about whether it's going to be in hard R or not. I think it'll definitely be. It actually, at this point, I was thinking about it yesterday because we were talking about it on the John and Wendy show. Like, 1 and 2 is so good already. Do I need the third to be extremely hard art, like over the top? No. But if it comes with the graphic violence and because it's known for it, that's fine too. But I don't think they're going to be pitching like a softball just because it's the third one and just because it's Shawn Levy. I'm actually expecting it to be
the best one of the 3.
I hope so. I really hope so. So we will see about that. MK says going through his IMDb and he directed episodes of The Secret World of Alex Mack.
Oh.
Remember that show?
Wow. Yeah.
That makes me feel old. All right. And Blade says still worked well as a PG-13 rating.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. I think technically I'm going to get crucified here. You could get away with a good PG-13 Deadpool movie. However, don't get me wrong, I would really prefer Deadpool to be rated R.
Yes.
You could tweak it a little bit to make it fit a PG-13, I think, and still have it work, but it works a lot better as a rated R movie.
I agree with that.
But I can't wait to see what they bring together. I've loved these 2 working together so far. And if it's their 3rd movie working together, 3rd time's a charm to work it even better.
Yeah.
So thumbs up, Shawn Levy and Ryan Reynolds. Go for Deadpool 3.
And also just to know that there's movement happening for Deadpool 3. So
that
makes
finally
me
coming.
Really, really happy. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic here. And we got a little theme park news coming your way. So, yeah. And agree with the fellow movie bunch saying this in the chat. Feige said it's going to be rated R. Exactly. So
really happy to hear that.
And then also Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, I believe, it's the screenwriters that did the previous films are also on board for this one. So like I don't think we have a lot to worry about. It's just going to be a fun time. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here. And for all of our Mario Nintendo loving friends and fans, get excited. YouTube, don't take this off.
It's okay. That was so badly. It's probably so off of what the music actually is. But I am so excited that this is finally coming. It seems like they have been building Super Mario World for the longest time. Yeah, so it's just recently announced. I don't remember if it was actually announced on Mario Day on March 10th. Super Nintendo World. Super Nintendo. What did you say? Mario World? I said Super Mario World. I mean, it's not technically wrong. The Super Nintendo World, it first opened in Japan. It is now open to the public over there at the Universal Studios Japan. But Universal Studios Hollywood, we're going to have it. We're going to get to go. Well, we don't know if we're going to get to go if we get tickets first, but it is opening in 2023 at Universal Studios Hollywood. And this just makes me feel super excited because when you and I have gone most recently, I think
I went there for Grinchmas, but it was by myself, so I just kind of did the coverage and came home. But we went together during Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
And when you come down the stairway, like there's like 3 very long escalators to get to the lower lot. You can actually see as you're coming down, if you look towards the mummy area, the mummy ride area, you can see that they're building. It's under construction, and slowly it's become more and more complete. So we are definitely going to be getting Super Nintendo Land that is opening in 2023, which I'm so excited for.
And I have to admit, this picture that's up on the screen, really, and when I first saw it, I thought, oh, is this concept art? And I'm like, no, that is an actual picture of just how colorful, how vibrant, and it looks like a really small amount of space.
Like a little tiny corner.
So I think the first couple, for the first couple of months, it's going to be packed in there.
Oh boy, yeah.
But it seems like there's so much stuff to do, especially if it's anything like the one that they have in Universal Studios Japan. But
hopefully we will get the ride.
The
Mario Kart ride, which is what we're all going to be there for. It's the ride and the merch.
Oh yeah, that AR what is it? The AR ride?
The Mario Kart ride.
Yeah, alternate reality. I'm just like, looks amazing. The fact that this is going to be like the first of its kind, that's going to have these goggles that you put on that are able to project images up on the just up on the goggles.
Yeah,
looks amazing.
We've seen some like ride through videos of it, but I feel like without the goggles, a ride through is almost not as cool, and it kind of ruins the experience. Watch, kind of giving yourself a spoiler alert. I couldn't stop myself. I was too curious and too excited, and I had to take a look at it. But super excited because we, like you and I both kind of grew up on Mario.
Yep.
Playing video games and wanting in the Mario Kart and the Mario Party.
I mean, how many different versions of Mario Kart have we played over the years? And now we actually have an actual Mario Kart ride. And also, I mean, the attempts to make Mario Kart or a version of Mario Kart in real life, to where they did it on go-kart racing tracks, to where you still have kind of like you can wear like the outfit and you get the colored cars. Or in Tokyo, where they actually have the Mario go-karts going through the streets.
Yeah, I think I'd be too scared to do that because they do drive on the opposite side of the street. And so even though you have a guide, I feel that I don't know if I feel 100% safe. I don't want to go to Tokyo to cause an accident or to get into an accident, which is why we kind of walked and took public transportation everywhere instead. But it was fun to watch people go. So this Hollywood location at Universal Studios in California is going to be the second Super Nintendo World to ever exist under the Universal theme park banner. So let's see here. And according to the company, Orlando will also be getting one, but there's no date announced yet. I don't know if they've started construction or what, but one thing that Universal Orlando, I think, don't have to worry about is specifically like theme parks in Orlando. Land is something that I don't feel like have to worry too much about. I'm not sure with Universal, but I know Disney has like plots of land.
Well, yeah, they bought
that they can play with.
They bought a lot of land for Disney World.
Yes.
And I'm assuming that Universal Studios and all the other theme parks kind of tried to do the same thing. But I'm honestly not 100% sure. I mean, we all know the whole secret covert operation that Disney did to get as much land as they could without anyone knowing.
Yeah.
I don't know if after Disney did that, Universal, all the other theme parks were able to kind of follow suit.
Yeah. If they got in there early, maybe. Definitely not now. So for this theme park, it's going to be a very immersive experience. It's described as a visually spectacle of vibrant colors and architectural ingenuity, sure.
Ingenuity, I think.
Nope, there's no extra and
maybe it's
maybe it is. Located within a newly expanded area of the theme park, featuring groundbreaking ride and interactive areas, and additionally, the Super Nintendo World, just like Japan, will also feature a themed dining option and shopping location. I do wonder though. So as far as immersiveness goes, we've seen this on many of like the walkthrough videos that we watched for the Super Nintendo Land in Japan. And you have these equivalent to the Magic Band at Walt Disney World. It's kind of like they call it the Power-Up Band. You can buy it. I think it's $25, which is still cheaper than here. I think, but that's Japan. Oh, I wonder if you go to Japan and you buy a power-up band and you bring it home, wouldn't work here because you have to download the app. So I wonder if it'll, like, the technology will allow you, because that's kind of crappy for the people that's already invested in a band and you come to the States to come to Super Nintendo Land here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, sorry, you have to get another one, assuming that we are getting the same power-up bands as Japan. This is all assuming. It's no article nor in the press release that I got has mentioned anything about that, but the one in Japan do have this where you can interact. You can hit blocks to get coins. You can build up experience in your little app, and you can kind of like really interact with the area and get a score and like different items, like AR or digital items.
I also can't wait for more information to come out, because as of right now, we just have the year that it's coming out. We don't have a specific date on when Super Nintendo World is going to open. We don't know if it's going to be summer 2023. We don't know if it's going to be fall, or even exactly if it's going to be at the beginning of the year or the end of the year. I'm guessing that they're probably going to go for a summer opening, but that's 100% just a guess.
Yes.
But I'm assuming that as 2023 gets closer and closer, we're going to be getting more and more information, and we'll find out whether or not they have the power bands, maybe get a little bit of a look at some of the different food options, and of course, the amazing merch.
The merch. Honestly, you know I'm all about the merch. You know this because you live with me, and every time we go to Disney, I feel like I'm always getting something. Like, you know, I bought the turning red stuff. I had to have the hat. I had to have the shirt because I wanted to support the movie, and then I wanted the spirit jersey. Not on the same trip. I spread it out, but still, the girl loves her merch, and I was very excited to see what Universal Studios Japan had for merch, because in my personal opinion, the merch in international theme parks such as Hong Kong, Shanghai, Tokyo, and Paris seems to be better than what we have here.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Japan's on a whole different level when it comes to merch.
Their merch is amazing from what we saw at Disneyland.
So that's what I was expecting for Super Nintendo Land in Japan. And then we saw the videos. I would have only bought the power band and like one popcorn bucket. That's all I would have bought.
The Star popcorn bucket looked pretty cool.
Because it glows and it's cool, and I think it does the singing.
Yeah,
too.
I think it also does it. However it goes.
Yeah, so the shirts that they had, like, sure, would I have wanted one that says Super Nintendo Land, like opening the first one in Japan? Sure, but it's so blocky, and the screen print on the shirt seems really thick, and I don't love that because it feels weird when you have it on your chest, and then it also causes you to sweat more in that area because it doesn't breathe.
Because then you get like a star-shaped sweat stain on your shirt.
Gross.
And then you're like, oh, I got to take this off. And you just see like this.
And you wonder why people are like partying your way. You're like, I have the star power. They're like, no, you're just gross. You're walking through the...
When you're running around with that star power, it does get a little toasty. But also something that I'm a little curious about is whether or not they're going to kind of deck it out for Horror Nights. Or is that going to be...
I think that's going to be a hard Harry Potter...
Yeah.
No.
Well, even in... Oh, no, because in Harry Potter World, they did not have like Death Eaters.
Not in
walking around.
Or not in Hollywood, but in Orlando they had the show.
Oh.
Or maybe it was Japan. But even if they did introduce horror elements into the park, they have to keep it within the theming of Harry Potter. Like, the Harry Potter IP is very strict on what can and cannot be crossed into that land. I'm remembering this from my training at Universal Studios when I worked there, was that, like, as an employee, if you are in your regular, and I never had a uniform because I was a costume character, but if you were in your, back then they wore blue and black for a regular, like, host, like the person that helped, we called them PAs, that helped the characters and, make sure that we kept the line moving for character meet and greets. If you wore that uniform, you cannot wear that into and walk into Harry Potter.
Yeah, you had to go like completely around.
That is absolutely not allowed because you're crossing your IP, even though it is Universal. So they're really, really strict. So Debbie's asking, what horror could Nintendo do? I feel like it's when he goes down into, like, those levels that's got like the lava and then there's like the dry bones.
Well,
and
I think it would be cool if they did kind of go for the scarier themes of Nintendo. They could do Bowser walking around. They could have Boo's walking around. They could actually decorate it to be. That's actually pretty good. I have to admit, that was good, hun. That was
I think you can only gotten that one time out of me. I felt it and I went for it. I don't think I could replicate it.
Excellent job, though. But I actually would think it would be kind of cool to, if they are going to kind of Halloween out certain lands, but not make it very scary.
Ricardo, let's buy and sell his idea.
Yeah.
Luigi Mansion Man, everybody can wear vacuum pack.
That would be so cool. You could actually go, it would be like, you know what they could also do is have like a Ghostbusters ride that is like that, to where you would have the proton packs.
Didn't they have that?
They had
in the arcade
at Universal Studios Orlando. They actually had a Ghostbusters show for a little while that I never saw, that I really wish I could have, because it looked really cool. But I would love for them to actually do like a Ghostbusters ride, to where it would be kind of like a Buzz Lightyear, and instead of having it like here in front of you, you actually would pull it out from the side.
God, that's
from
cool.
the back, from the side of your
think how much that would break with consistent use of all the guests.
And then
they could do a ride like that, but for Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah,
that I would ride that 10 times over. I would ride that.
That'd be a really fun ride.
I also want to talk about the dining theme, because again, Japan, for theme parks and just food presentation in general, when it comes to themed dining, they're on a whole different level. You've seen plenty of, if you're into theme parks and international travel, you've probably seen Japan do it for not just, Disney themed stuff, but Orlando themed stuff. And they have like their Kirby cafes, their Pokemon cafes, like everything is cute and adorable. And I wonder if, because, it is going to be a little bit different, I assume, here in the US.
Yeah.
Is the theming going to be as cool and pretty, or is it going to be a little like meh? I don't know. I've seen Universal's themed dining. Some of them hit it out of the park, and sometimes I'm like, what's this?
It also depends on how strict the Nintendo Corporation is going to be. For example, we know how insanely strict J.K. Rowling is with the property of Harry Potter in the theme parks. As in, like, if there's ever a time that the J.K. Rowling kind of goes into a Harry Potter world and doesn't like something, she can immediately pull the license if she wants. So it's very strict. Universal needs to stay on their toes. I don't know how strict it's going to be with
it could be
Nintendo.
Just as strict.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It could be just as strict.
To where they're like, if you guys do something that we don't like, we're pulling the license.
Yeah. So you have to follow it exactly to the T.
Yeah.
Which is what they did with Harry Potter. Like, I remember it took a long time, because they would come and inspect. They would walk the property during construction. And if something wasn't right, it was like, well, pull that back up and start it all over.
Yeah.
Because it has to look exactly.
Something that also does make me a little upset is that the world doesn't really seem like Nintendo World. It really does seem like Mario World. And that's, don't get me wrong. I love a Mario World. However, that does limit them. It doesn't seem like we would get, like, say, a Samus attraction, or like a Samus or a Metroid, or a Legend of Zelda, or a Castlevania.
Dude, a Legend of Zelda ride would
be Legend of Zelda ride would be amazing. And to see more and more of these characters, it really does look like they are 100% focusing on Super Mario World. But to have a little bit of hope, if they did want to move into, like, say, a Legend of Zelda, you could go into they could just build like a tunnel that's a warp zone, or a warp tunnel.
Right.
One of the green pipes.
Yeah.
And then you hear the like that noise, and then you end up in Legend of Zelda Land.
Yeah.
And you could really make a Nintendo theme park all on its own.
Yes.
Because you have all of these IPs that they really could use.
Yeah.
So I would love for them that Nintendo World is so big, so popular, that they end up being able to expand into a Legend of Zelda, a Metroid, a Castlevania, all of these other Nintendo properties.
Yeah. And as far as rides go, we know for sure, most likely we're getting the Mario Kart AR ride because that's essentially an equivalent to like an e-ticket ride. And I know that's more of a Disney term, but we'll adopt it for this, for conversational sake. And then I think there's also a Yoshi ride that's at the Japan theme park, which could easily come over here because the design looks identical to what what they have in Japan.
And the Yoshi ride, from what it seems like, is kind of like a people. What is that called?
Like a themed people mover?
People mover. It's a people mover ride.
I'll take it.
To where it might even be like kind of like a dark ride.
But it takes you up and outside, kind of like how Alice in Wonderland takes you outside.
Yeah, and it's
then
like
you come
along
back
the
inside.
wall.
Yeah, and then you kind of go in and out, which is kind of cool. Blade is asking, I don't know what kind of theme food you could do for Nintendo World, but I would love to come up with some of those ideas. So I thought it might be fun to kind of take a look at some of the food that they have at Japan, and then maybe see how they can, work here. So let me just
mushroom
go to
themed food. Lots and lots of mushrooms.
Hope you guys like mushroom. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is from the website TDR Explorer, which is the same YouTube creator that we watch whenever we want any sort of theme park from out of Japan news or like, merch and things like that. So let's go ahead and take a look what they have. Sorry, I'm going to scroll through some ads. So they have the Kinopio Cafe, which is I think the Japanese word for like mushroom or for toad. And they have this is like the big restaurant because they have like 20 dishes in here. So these are just some of the themed foods. They have a piranha plant caprese. That's doable here.
Yeah.
So that looks kind of like bare bones, doesn't it?
It looks kind of small.
Like a plate of rabbit food.
Yeah, a little bit. You got a little bit of bok choy, a little bit of lettuce in there. It looks like one bao.
Yeah, and
two
the caprese, I think it looks like it's stuffed with pesto, which could be good.
Yeah.
And then over here, you have the super mushroom pizza bowl with the mushroom tomato sauce. It's cute that they put the little bread on top and then they kind of make it look like, the little top of toad. And here, this is the soup bowl. The bowl is not available for purchase, so you cannot take that with you.
Aww.
And this is what it looks like on the inside. And they have little croutons that are toad faced. This is something I would get. The teriyaki chicken is superstar rice. I would love for them to do something like this here at Universal Studios Hollywood. They also have the fire flower spaghetti and meatballs, and they have the little fire flower right here on looks like the bread or the crouton. Yoshi's spinach carbonara.
Oh,
that sounds like it could be good.
Oh yeah, and you can have a lot of Italian food as well because the brothers, Mario.
Yeah, they also have Mario's bacon cheeseburger. Again, they can totally do this here, and you can even have these little like plastic toothpick holder things as like a tiny souvenir people can like take home with them. They also have, if you don't want burger, they have Luigi's cream curry chicken sandwich. Like, I don't know if this flavor would work for the US crowd, if they're okay with changing it. I can see them just changing this into like a grilled chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
would be just as good in my opinion. And then we're in the world of desserts now, so we have Prince Peach's cake. Looks like a whole cake.
Yeah, it looks like a huge birthday cake.
Well, it's 2,800 yen, which is about $26.
Oh,
I think. So
that better be.
Can you ask your phone how much 28,000 yen is?
I can actually look that up. Just give me a second. Someone will probably beat me in.
Yeah, they might be able to.
Because I'm actually trying to find it. Being able to keep one app up on my phone. Aha! Here we go. I'll do it like this. And we have. Someone's probably gonna. So if you guys do beat me in the tab, that's fine.
So far, not yet.
Hold on. Dollar to yen.
Ruru 2 says $24. I was off by $2 because I guessed 26.
Okay, so it's
2,800 yen.
Okay, so it's 2,800. So yeah, it's about $23.87.
Oh, I went way high for the exchange rate. Okay. So $23. So it is more like a whole cake that you can, maybe you're having a family with you. And then let's see what else they've got here. They have the gold pole cake, 800 yen. This is something more like my size. This is super cute, and I love tiramisu. This is the question block tiramisu with a little fire flower poking out of it. The double cherry chocolate cupcake. I failed to see how this is like Mario themed, but it looks good. It looks and
looks like
sounds
that has
good.
popping boba on the top.
Ooh,
And I like
yum.
me some popping boba.
Yeah.
We gotta get
And
boba later.
I know. Oh, we have 2 coupons for free boba, so we should go do that. Superstar lemon squash is a drink, and then to the right there's the hot yuzu lemonade. I think TDR Explorer tried it, and he wasn't really. He didn't love it. He didn't hate it. He was just like meh. It was okay. So this is just an example of the kind of food that they do have at the cafe there.
Speaking of which, I think the question was, what was some of the food that we would like to have? And I have to admit, you guys came up with some pretty good ideas.
Let's see what they have in the chat.
Debbie, I love your idea of a Bowser burger.
Where is she?
I think
Bowser, spicy, fiery.
Make it like a spicy kind of Western, like a Western bacon cheeseburger kind of a thing, but a little bit spicy. I think that's a really good idea. To have some Donkey Kong themed food, I think would also be like you can have Donkey Kong like loaded French fries or something.
Yeah.
I think that would be really fun.
That would be really, really good.
But yeah, you also have to have a mushroom pizza.
Mushroom.
Or, did you get it?
No.
Or like say, if you wanted to get it so you could sell more of those, a pizza that is in the shape of a mushroom. So that means you can have like a cheese pizza, a pepperoni pizza, and you can sell it more for like the kids.
Yes.
That would be really fun.
Absolutely. Aloha Mike says, Dustin Wendy can handle whole cake. Come on.
I can handle a whole cake.
I can like at the best 2 slices. At the best. That's on
so
a good
you can
day.
have your 2 slices and I'll have the rest.
I go 20, you go 80.
Yeah, go for it.
SoCal Pal says, hope we get this at Universal Studios Hollywood. We are in 2023. We just don't know about the specificity about the like the menu and the merch that we're gonna get, but I would assume it's similar.
Yeah.
Similar enough to what it is that they have in Japan. Yoshi eggs. Just Yoshi eggs.
Yoshi eggs.
Just hard-boiled eggs.
Oh.
Yoshi eggs.
Yeah, how could you do something? Honestly, if you had a Yoshi egg, but it was a dessert, and it was like maybe a little bit bigger, and then you would like crack it open, and inside, so like the outer shell would be like a white chocolate with the green
dots.
With the green dots on it, and you would crack it open, and there would be like some kind of pudding or some kind of nice, tasty, goopy dessert inside.
Yeah. And hey, speaking of dessert and speaking of things that are opening, we are obviously, going to be getting Super Nintendoland in 2023. Exact date TBD. But we are also getting the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium, which is currently the only one that is there. I think there's one in, I don't know if it's Japan or another international theme park, like to the equivalent of their, similar to like a Disney Springs City Walk, downtown Disney type. But they do have one in Orlando. And guess what? We are getting one here for our City Walk in Hollywood.
I have seen pictures of this in Orlando.
Yes.
It looks intense. It looks super incredible. Themed. It looks so much fun.
So it is coming soon. Basically, these are the walls that you can see up if you go ahead and visit City Walk in Universal Studios Hollywood. I almost said Orlando. In Hollywood. So no exact date yet, but we are getting a full Toothsome Chocolate Emporium. This is what it looks like in Florida. It's very the theming is steampunk with the gear and all that stuff.
I love that look.
I don't know if they're going to decorate the outdoor. So basically they're taking over the old Hard Rock location.
Which is very smart. The fact that
it's big.
That Hard Rock location has been just sitting there empty for so many years. I mean, I remember it not being opened, or it had been closed for a while before the pandemic. So it's been sitting there for at least 3-4 years, and they haven't done anything with it. So to see them putting in something this big, this theatrical, this thematic, is amazing. And it's a perfect looking kind of family friendly location.
Yes.
Whereas Hard Rock did have that more grown up kind of atmosphere.
Less fun for it's not all family.
Yeah.
It is all ages. They have kids menu and all that stuff, but I think the kids would get, and the adults would get a kick out of the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium. And just they do specialize in desserts. Their chocolate obviously is in the name of the title of their restaurant. And just take a look at some of these shakes that they have. Look at the second one back behind the mint chocolate one. That is a full giant marshmallow with a full ass Rice Krispie treat on top.
Well, I think the one on the all the way to the right,
oh my
that's
gosh,
an entire slice of cake.
That's a whole cake.
I mean, so you kind of get a milkshake with a dessert on
That's gotta
top.
cost like $7 to $8 a shake.
More than that.
You
I
think?
wouldn't be surprised if it's like 15.
Let's look at the prices. I love doing this.
Wendy's like, let's go look at the food prices.
Okay, so we're just gonna look at dessert because I know.
I was right.
Oh my.
15, 16.
So the confetti one that you guys just saw, go ahead and put that picture back up for you guys. It's the one all the way to you guys is right with, you can't miss it, giant cake on top. So that milkshake has vanilla ice cream, confetti cake, vanilla buttercream frosting, rainbow sprinkles, and whipped topping. And then that marshmallow one, it's called marshmallow crisp. Oh, sorry, the confetti one it's vegan. There's a V on it, so it's vegan. $16, and then the marshmallow crisp a little bit cheaper. $14.50, and it has vanilla ice cream, Rice Krispies, marshmallow fluff, whipped topping, and a Rice Krispie treat. You guys, you know I love my marshmallows, but that I feel like I need to go straight to the dentist office as soon as I have one of these shakes.
Oh yeah,
like I can feel my teeth kind of ache.
That and get, what is that called? Some what is that called? We have diabetes because it has so much sugar in it.
God, yeah.
But I am excited for this. I cannot wait for this to get here. The sad thing is that there is no actual date on when this is going to be opening. It just says coming soon, and that could mean, from the looks of it, it's not even.
They've been
close.
working on it for, I feel like those walls have been up for a while.
Yeah, but there's also nothing on the outside yet.
Yeah.
There's none of that steampunk look. It doesn't have any of that marketing kind of kiosk.
It's very empty right now. Kind of like just a blank canvas for them to work with. So we will see, and hopefully I will get, continue to get like press emails, press release emails, so we can update you guys. SoCal Pal says, can't wait for Toothsome Factory. Thank God we foodies. Yeah.
Oh, I love food.
We love food. Oh, right.
Glorious
food, glorious food. Eric Z says, I hope Super Nintendo Land has Zelda stuff, because Zelda is just as big as Mario in Nintendo.
Oh,
absolutely
no, it
agree.
Really is. However,
it really is.
When Super Nintendo World opens, it is going to have just Mario stuff. For now. We are hoping, kind of like how when Harry Potter World opened up in Orlando, then a few years later, they got Diagon Alley.
Yeah. So we still don't have Diagon Alley here.
Nope. They haven't even made any announcements of bringing a Diagon Alley. Are they even doing
it? I don't know.
They might.
I've heard rumors of it for a long time, and I've seen no movement.
And
maybe one day they'll just be like, poof, it's here.
It makes sense, though, that a lot of these plans really got pushed to the wayside in 2020 once the pandemic hit. They're kind of like full brakes
and full stop
on everything.
Yeah.
And then it's going to take a while for it to get going. Then it's going to take a little while longer for the talks to get going, and then for them to actually make action. So we're probably not looking towards like having a Diagon Alley here
for a little while
at Universal Studios for quite some time. And then let alone additional Super Nintendo World themed locations.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be so awesome for them to do that. You go off in this direction, you go to Legend of Hyrule.
Mm-hmm.
Over in this direction, you go off to Donkey Kong Island.
That'd be cool.
And
that'd be so cool.
I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be great. I can't wait. Well, hopefully, they'll get to expand. I'm trying to think about the landscape of like what I know of Universal Studios Hollywood, and I'm thinking, where are they going to put it all if they do expand? But you know what? I didn't even think we'd be getting this here, so I'm just so happy about this news.
Mm-hmm.
And fingers crossed we get invited to like opening day or something like that for, wishful thinking, putting out there in the universe to manifest.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to our final topic, because I didn't realize what time it was.
We get carried away sometimes.
We get carried away when we talk about food, so sorry, guys. But if you've been here, Movie Bunch, thank you for your patience. Let's go ahead and dive into some God of War series. So for all the fans out there of God of War, it is now going to be made into a series. So the show is headed to television. Prime Video, which is Amazon's digital streaming platform, is in negotiations for a live-action TV series based on this huge popular video game. And this is was an exclusive from Deadline. I'm not sure if it was confirmed by
It has not
publicly,
It
but
has not been confirmed because if I'm not mistaken, the co-producers of it, which are Sony and Amazon Studios, have not commented on it yet. So we have not gotten an exact confirmation of Amazon Studios coming out and saying, yes, we are doing this. However, it does really fit into the wheelhouse that Amazon Studios has kind of
Prime
been going
Video. Yeah.
been going into. You know, they had Legend of Vox Machina, they had The Wheel of Time, they're doing the Lord of the Rings series. They're really diving into and embracing this fantasy genre, epic fantasy genre, to where I'm hoping that we're going to get more and more of these D&D, Lord of the Rings style shows and movies.
Yeah, I think it's I'm trying to think what if Amazon, or should I say Prime Video, have done any other video game to live adaptation. I know it's all coming, it's being made, and we've seen trailers for Halo, and that is, I think, Paramount Plus. And I know we've heard about movements on the Last of Us series, but I can't remember for the life of me which streaming platform that it's going. Is it HBO Max or is it Netflix? Because I don't think that's Prime Video.
No, I don't think The Last of Us is going to Prime.
Yeah.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually on HBO.
Yeah, that's true. It could be. So Amazon has also been like you said, they've been kind of trying to do more in this fantasy/gaming adaptation genre. So they do have an upcoming series coming out for Fallout, another popular video game that stars Walter Goggins, and they're also developing a Mass Effect series,
which I'm
adaptation.
Super excited about.
Fingers crossed, please let it be good. So we know that the God of War franchise is super popular with the fans. I really want to play the newest one. So we will see where this goes, who they're going to cast, most importantly, who they're going to cast as Kratos.
Oh yeah, because
we've talked about it here. Some of our picks have been Jason Momoa, Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista is up there.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Who else have we put up there? The chat had a lot of
those
inputs.
are the big three for Kratos.
Yeah.
I think all three of those guys would do an awesome job. I think I'd lean a little bit more towards Momoa or Bautista. Those are the ones. I would love to see Bautista in it, but I think Momoa has a little bit of the better kind of personality already
of Kratos.
Because if you took Kratos and kind of replaced him with Khal Drogo, I'm like, okay, I can see these two very close together.
It's like a blend of the two.
Go with an unknown.
Yeah, they can do that too, which will be refreshing. You know, be really, really refreshing. So, you know, anytime that they take a video game and they adapt it to whether it's a movie or TV series, we always approach it cautiously optimistic. Like we're, as fans of the franchise, we're excited for it. And we've always said here that a lot of times we feel that a series adaptation for video game may be better, not is always better, but may be better than a movie because you get 4 to 6 hours, you know, of time with the story and the characters versus usually it's under 2 hours.
Yeah. And this is also something that I'm a little concerned about as well. It seems like they really want to adapt the newest version of God of War. However, that newest version of God of War has so much backstory to it, the whole mythology of Kratos, and then just to be able to drop us in to that world and that storyline, I think would be very jarring for a lot of audience members who aren't very familiar with God of War. I think but then to go all the way back to the first storyline of Kratos would also be, because a lot of people want to see the newest rendition of the video game brought to life. But I agree with you 100% that bringing stories like this, video game stories that have these epic, long, detailed stories into more of a series where you have more time to flush out the characters, more time to play with the characters and to bring them to life is a better place for them, because a lot of these games have hours and hours and hours of footage, of cutscenes, of storyline, of dialogue. And to try to cut that down to a less than 2-hour movie, you're going to lose a lot. You're going to have to change a lot. So I think this is a good way to do it. And plus, we've seen a lot of movies now that have been able to break the video game curse, video game movie curse. So the more and more they do this, I think the better, the more studios are going to want to invest in, hey, let's do a movie, TV show series off of this video game franchise.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that said, we'll keep our eyes out on these topics, update you guys when there are updates to be had. And that brings us to the end of today's live stream. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's always a fun time every Saturday, every Wednesday, chatting with you guys. So if you've enjoyed this live stream, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us get more visibility and kind of make the algorithm like us a little bit more. And with that said, I think I saw a comment, but I couldn't find it. Again, somebody was asking, where is the rest of your Cobra Kai reactions? We just got to film them. We have 4 episodes left. Oh, so we're just gonna binge it and finish it.
Yeah.
The problem is having that much footage on my computer while I'm trying to do everything else in editing, and then it just slows my whole thing down. Even though I have a pretty beefy setup now, it's still like, because I like to work as fast as possible, and sometimes it takes longer to render. So sometimes that's one of the reasons why. And another one is we've been taking a bit of, as you can tell, this is around the time of the year for the industry. It's a little bit slow. And then we like to take the time to kind of do a bit of self-care and take care of our personal life stuff that we don't time manage well when we're busy. But things are about to ramp up. We've got, Moon Knight coming out at the end of this month.
We get Obi-Wan after that.
So it's going to get busy. So if we're gonna finish Cobra Kai, this is time to strike hard, strike fast,
no mercy. And also, if you want to see us on stream a little bit more, we do have our own personal Twitch channels.
Yes.
You can find me at twitch.tv/DarthZany. And you can also find Wendy at twitch.tv/WendyLeeZany. Tonight, we are actually going to be on the DAT network, playing some Wasteland with our good friends over there and doing some Mad Max style tabletop RPG.
Mm-hmm. We are in, like Dustin said, we're in a Wasteland. And it's not, we do roll dice, it is TRPG, but it's not your typical D&D or Pathfinder system. It is on a 2d20 system. So essentially any sort of skill check, driving check, because there is driving in this game, you roll 2d20s and you see if it falls under what your score is. So you actually, in this game, and my dice, I think our dice equally hates us for doing this. You want to actually roll low. So normally Nat 20s are so great. In this game, Nat 20 could kill your character. So that almost happened to me in our pre-stream game where I literally rolled a 19 and a 20, and I was like, and it was the last game. It was the lead last game before we went public, and I'm like, did she just die? Did this character I completely created just completely die?
Yeah, she's one of your favorite characters.
She's cool, but she didn't die. She's okay. She's okay. Anyways, so we hope to see you guys there on the DAT network. And with that said, we hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Have a wonderful rest-free weekend. Rest up, relax, unwind, watch TV, or take nap. I don't know, whatever makes you happy. Go and do it. We love you guys so much. And we will catch you either over at the DAT network at 6 p.m. PT tonight, or we will catch you next Wednesday on our live stream. We'll see you guys then. Bye, everybody.